You are listening to The Investor's Guide to Scorpio Ranch and Phoenix Bloom by Sasha Wallace. Narrated for you by Sasha Wallace. Donations to paypal.me/Bloom Healing. Inquiries bloomhealing22@gmail.com. The locations of the Home Tree Farm eco-villages are Sunsite Ranches in Arizona and Gunsight Ranches in Texas. Chapter 2. Planting Seeds of Inspiration. This chapter begins with a famous quote. Society grows great when old men plant trees under whose shade they shall never sit. End quote. My transformative journey. All my life I've been fascinated by travel. From staycations and sleepovers, holidays, scuba diving boat trips, spontaneous city breaks, island hopping and world adventures. Sometimes camping and backpacking with friends, sometimes living it large and in luxury, sometimes going solo, but always soul-searching, always looking for more of me each time I step foot outside of my comfort zone. I've grown more as a human being through my world-traveling encounters than by anything else I've done. The physical journey itself, be that on foot, by car, on a train, boat, or by plane, from my early years spent on horseback, to riding atop a camel at the pyramids when I lived in Egypt, or on the back of a large elephant as she wades through the jungle in Bali, Indonesia, is all part of the joy for me. If you know the saying, it's not the destination, but the journey that matters. This is me, down to a T. It's become a mantra that runs through everything I do, and most clearly resonates in my own personal transformation. I do enjoy traveling alone. I haven't always had a choice. Not all my journeys were supposed to be like that, but they've strengthened me as a person and fortified my spirit and forged in the fire my will to survive in ways I couldn't imagine. Traveling solo opens the gateway to a far richer tapestry of experience than you can get while traveling in a group or as a couple. I've embraced every adventure and entered far more cities than I can remember, especially about my home island of the United Kingdom and the wilds of Europe and the Mediterranean. As I've gotten older, I've been drawn to farther-flung places of archaeological, social and historical value, and more often drawn back again to revisit places with sacred meaning, with fresh eyes and a more awakened spirit to behold the occult knowledge they contain. Egypt and Mexico are two special places that consistently call me back to their shores. Both are and will remain forever deeply spiritual homes for me, where I've learned so much about myself and my purpose, indeed my destiny, that I wouldn't have stepped into had I not leaned into the challenge and accepted the call to adventure. Staying open to other cultures and languages, trying new and exotic things to eat and drink with the locals, and dancing to their music is how I absorb a true sense of how others experience the world. It's how I make new friends and connect with my ancestors, reaching out to touch base with my future self on the spiral path we call life. My current mission and third trip to Mexico is the first adventure for Bubble, my Norwegian forest cat, who's been my trusty co-pilot for 17 months by my side, and 8 years together since I rescued her as a kitten. If you think you can't travel the world with a cat as your wing woman, think again. We've conquered what many would call an impossible feat, and that includes the hidden challenges we did not expect to face. We flew from England to Mexico on the 22nd of June 2022, spending more than a year exploring the Yucatan and improving our Spanish, and wild swimming in the laguna at Bacalar, a timeless place of beauty and serenity, equally sacred to the ancient Mayan people 1,000 years ago, became my daily slice of heaven. The journey has taken us north as we crossed over the US border with Mexico into Texas, led by my research of Native American history, my own ancestors guiding my steps to their tribal homelands, where this project suddenly found its wings and the book you're about to read came into being. 513 days from home, still going strong. Today's date is the 11th of November, 2023. Bubble is snuggled at my feet as I write this introduction, dreaming of chasing squirrels up into tall trees, her huge paws moving to the beat in her colourful dreamtime sleep. Bubble has found her purpose as my spiritual guardian, acting as my eyes and ears and nighttime protector, and she surprises me every day with her adaptability and her intelligence, her hilarious antics, and her unconditional, unwavering love. If you're a mama or papa who loves to take trips with their fur baby, or you just simply love cats, dogs, horses, and enjoy being out in nature among the wildlife, then you'll find a whole heap of inspiration between the pages of this book. The Investor's Guide to Phoenix Bloom and Scorpio Ranch emerged out of the blue as an impromptu prologue, yet right on time, to the larger book I've been researching, writing, and illustrating for the past few years. It's not very long, just 68 pages, and it's immensely practical compared to the more theoretical, metaphysical knowledge presented in the big book. Developed as a series of online training videos, the Hero's Journey Bloom Masterclass is an upcoming digital course of my own creation. You'll find our master on patreon.com, a community platform free from censorship and allows for frank and open discourse on some of the more controversial topics of our times. Join us today at patreon.com/The Hero's Journey MC. For more info about the course, email thehero'sjourneymc@gmail.com. These aren't the first books I've written. Going back to 2012, when I was awakening to my greater purpose, I was so inspired by my experience working alongside combat surgeons and emergency medicine doctors within advanced trauma life support as an ATLS training coordinator for the Royal College of Surgeons, and the early, more stressful and stress-inducing years spent in the NHS, the UK's National Health Service, that I penned and self-published a short practical guidebook to help those in the emergency services learn how to manage stress more effectively and create positive strategies to positive mental health and well-being. Its title, Big When, Little When, The Guide to Restoring Balance for Health and Frontline Care Professionals, was born. After spending 12 years in total working for the NHS in London, learning to manage my own stress patterns and supporting others as a holistic health coach for veterans, frontline workers and private clients, I've amassed a wealth of personal experience and strategies on my own well-being journey and through my various business endeavors that I'm now ready to share some of the secrets of my success with the wider world and give them the benefit of the foundation I have built. It is upon this cornerstone which I hope new seeds of inspiration can be planted, and together we can grow as a genuinely self-sustaining community, focused on purpose, which ultimately is to protect and serve those we most care about, especially the natural world and the beautiful planet we call our home. This brief resume of my journey is by no means the full story, but the chapters most relevant at this moment, to accompany this current work, to provide substance, and to reassure you of my own operational expertise in these areas of learning. I could not begin to attempt to help others along on their own hero's journey had I not earned my own warrior stripes and fallen headfirst down the rabbit hole, nay rabbit warrens, of my own life labyrinth first. Like Virgil in Dante's Divine Comedy, I humbly step forward as your guide and your teacher on the many adventures we have ahead of us. The journey to bloom. I've got one more word of advice at this point. If you don't have a passport, please get one while you still can, while they are affordable, while we still have the freedom to travel and explore this beautiful planet, while it remains a liberty and a right for all. You will find in the section called Master Plan a summarized view of the entire book, with a set of steps that everyone, anywhere, can achieve, including how to make money from your own home and your land, and then the ways Home Tree Farm plan to produce energy and generate income from our businesses and our eco-village community. Starting from the bottom of the page, each step builds upon the previous one. This chapter ends with another quote, a Chinese proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. End quote. You have been listening to The Investor's Guide to Scorpio Ranch and Phoenix Bloom by Sasha Wallace. Narrated for you by Sasha Wallace. Donations, paypal.me/Bloom Healing. Inquiries, bloomhealing22@gmail.com. The locations of the Home Tree Farm eco-villages are Sunsite Ranches in Arizona and Gunsight Ranches in Texas. We can't wait to see you soon. Thank you.